It's been a year of huge controversies over the allocation of Achimota forest lands. Well, some portions, we understand, have been allocated to some individuals and private entities. But how did we find out? The will of the late former Chief Executive Officer of the Forestry Commission, Kojo Owusu-Efriye, known popularly as Sir John, revealed that much. Now, the leak of the will of the late Sir John sparked huge public debates about the abuse of office by public office holders.
It does raise questions that if public officers are purporting or allegedly purporting, knowing very well that this might be a forest reserve or state, are carving out lands for themselves, which of course is the Constitution frowns on it, and Chapter 24, the Criminal Code. You are using your office for public gain. That itself, that attempt itself, for me, needs to be uncovered.
Of course, civil society groups, advocacy individuals, and other watchers in the space, including environmental conservationists, were loud about the impropriety of the action of the sale of portions of the Achimota forest lands, also including the alleged sale of a Sakumono Ramsar site. Now, the matter is subject of a court action by one of the aggrieved parties of a family of the late Sir John. However, shortly after the discovery, Special Prosecutor Kisei Jabin moved in to freeze all the assets of the late Forestry Commission Chief Executive Officer.
What you have read is what I have also read. There's nothing in our records regarding that one. We don't have anything recorded here for Sir John.
Special Prosecutor Kisei Jabin is looking into this matter. However, there is a parallel investigation ongoing by the Lands and Natural Resources Ministry.
The Achimota forest has not been sold and is intact, and we are even making more efforts to make sure that it becomes the forest that we know.
Executive Instrument 144, gazetted in April 2022, revealed certain portions or the declassified portions of a forest reserve ceased to be described as forest reserves from May 1, 2022.
That shouldn't have happened. Government could have avoided that in lieu of the current challenges we are facing within the city.
Of course, this was also resisted fiercely by civil society groups, environmental conservationists, and other like-minded groups.
Some of the issues that have come up are very unfortunate.
But amidst all the uproar over the allocation of Achimota forest came another bizarre incident. It is the most bizarre story of the year 2022, if you ask me, because the Accra Zoo in the Achimota forest was closed down after a middle-aged man was killed by lions.
The case was reported to the Achimota police. A team from the Achimota police was dispatched to the zoo. And they have been here for a while, have taken pictures and then all the information required. And then the body is being conveyed to the morgue. It was realized that the person is dead.
Zoo officials will not accept culpability in this particular matter. Investigations, however, are ongoing to unravel the circumstances under which the middle-aged man was devoured by the hungry lions.
That's the male one, and the lioness and her cubs, her two cubs, are also there. But then if you look up here, you see that that place has been tampered with. That's where the person scaled and went in. The advice is that these lions are in their cages. They are in their fence. They are just resting. Why would somebody come and try to enter?
One wonders why anybody at all will venture into a lion's den.
There was nothing like a security lapse because all visitors who go there are given a guide. You are given a brief on what to do, what not to do, the do's and don'ts. And then there's a guide to accompany you on all your rounds.
And that is how dangerous these carnivores can be. And so it was no surprise that there was such an uproar when there was a discovery that 2 tiger cubs were found in the home of businessman Nana Bediako alias Jacob Freedom Caesar.
I went in for the male and a female version of it, and I've been keeping them with me for 6 months. And I brought experts from outside to create a safety cage for these animals so they don't don't become dangerous to the public.
And like many issues in Ghana, when they happen, this also generated a lot of debate about whether or not it was appropriate for Freedom Jacob Caesar to keep the 2 tiger cubs in his home. Many of his neighbors were worried.
I'm scared. It's scary. Yeah, because tigers are not supposed to live with human beings.
The authorities must do something about it.
Despite all the charade and drama surrounding the discovery of a tiger cubs in the home of Freedom Jacob Caesar, wildlife authorities, officials from the Forestry Commission moved in. And to date, the tiger cubs remain in the home of Freedom Jacob Caesar against all the warnings and admonition of environmental conservationist groups, environmental watchers, and all civil society organizations.
The tigers are well secured in this cage, and investigation also revealed that so far their welfare too is being catered of. So from here we are going to meet and then decide on the next line of action.
And that, my friends, is how another person of influence got his way in Ghana. It's been a year of the Achimota forest, the lions, the zoo, and the tiger cubs in Cheddar's home.